Reality is a wheel within a wheel. Everything in reality is also a wheel within a wheel, because the universe and everything in it is a toroid, or a wheel within a wheel. How could this be that everything in the universe is a toroid? What even is a toroid? Well, this is not some new science or new physics I'm trying to convince you of. This is classical physics and relativity. You see, everywhere you look in the universe, no matter how large an area or small an area, what you're going to find is that the energy and mass is distributed the same everywhere on all levels. The ratio of energy versus mass is the same on the level of atoms as it is on the level of stars. Note that man is right in the middle on this graph between atoms and stars. But on all levels of the universe, from subatomic to galaxies to the universe itself, the distribution of energy and mass is the same on all levels. Why is this important? Well, the laws of physics are what are organizing that energy and mass into structures on all levels. And because the distribution of energy and mass is the same on all levels, and the laws of physics are what's organizing the structures on all levels, everything is a sphere, like that giant star right there. And you might say, how could this be? Obviously not. Hold your horses, because this sphere is also a toroid. Let me show you what I mean. Now, the stars are spheres because, just say gravity, because the force known as gravity causes everything to pull its mass into the center. You can't just say gravity on the size of atoms, though, because that's not why it happens down here that this is a sphere. Atoms aren't spheres, you might say. Hold on. At this level, the laws of physics use electricity instead of gravity to organize this structure into a sphere. This galaxy is also a sphere. I'm not making it up. Look. At the wave function of a sphere, look at all the shapes that a sphere can deform into during wave function. Quick example of wave function. The ball hits the ground and deforms, and as it bounces, it deforms again before returning to its original shape, wave function. Boing. Because every structure in the universe is a sphere, and all those spheres are toroids that go through wave function, well, they might be found in any number of these shapes that a sphere can deform into. Let me show you. You see, atoms are spheres and are measured by atomic radius. And you might say, but we know atoms can be in different shapes other than spheres. Well, that's because spheres can be deformed into any number of shapes during their wave function. Do you see what I'm saying? So the spiral galaxy is a sphere after all, it's just pancaked. Because balls can do that. A double helix nebula? Well, this is also the process of cell division, because cells are toroids. Here once more, we see the sphere going through toroidal wave function, the sacred geometry not only representing math. No matter where you look, this is the sphere going through toroidal wave function. It works in cell division. It works everywhere, look. It works on the atomic level. Subatomic particles aren't spheres, some may say, but we've already covered this. There is the sphere going through toroidal wave function, just like the cell division, just like the atomic wave function. The Big Bang Theory, cosmological evolution, clearly states that the universe is a sphere going through toroidal wave function. As I can clearly demonstrate right here that you can observe with your own eyes the data. That cell division absolutely, without a doubt, 100% matches cosmological evolution. Because both the cell and the universe are toroids, because the distribution of energy and mass is organized by the laws of physics on every level into this structure, specifically a toroidal sphere. Everything is one. Or was one. Is this table a sphere? It's made out of the dead parts and pieces of a toroid. Why, trees aren't toroids, are they? Yes, they certainly are. Trees are toroidal spheres. You just can't see that part of the tree. So my table is a dead toroid, yes. But it's still made of carbon atoms that are themselves toroidal spheres. Observe the wave function or cell division or cosmological evolution or sacred geometry of a carbon atom. You know by now I'm not making this up. I don't get paid for views or likes, and I have nothing to sell you in this video. So don't duck out now. I ain't even told you what this means yet. You can clearly see I'm telling you the truth, though. That an atom is the same relative structure as the solar system. And that's a confirmed scientific absolute fact. Well, electrons don't orbit, you might say. Yeah, but they're called orbitals. And when atoms form into molecules, funny thing usually happens called atomic equilibrium because of the predictable stability. So when I say that this is the Earth, this is the Sun, this is the Moon, and these are the stars, I mean relatively that's absolutely true according to mainstream science. Get out of here. Because this is the same relative structure as the solar system. Or the galaxy, because that would be the black hole in the galaxy. And galaxies are toroids. Spheres compressed into a pancake. Like that right there. Remember, toroids spin. Why do galaxies come in different shapes then? Well, a couple of different reasons. One is age. Another is collisions. The third is interactions. This is all the same relative structure in various stages of interacting with reality. To recap so far, I have shown you that subatomic particles, atoms, trees, humans, you've seen it now, right? Humans, the universe itself, look, here is the moon, a sphere going through toroidal vortex. The 8 phases of the moon as it waxes and wanes in wave function. The sun is a toroidal sphere. Its wave function is solar minimum and solar maximum. Why would it be doing this? Let me show you. The wave function of a toroid is this directly. Spring, birth. Summer, growth. Fall, entropy. Winter, death. But because this is a toroid going through its wave function, ye must be born again, black hole or neutron star. Even average stars are toroids that get to turn out as white dwarfs. All shapes derive from circles because reality itself is a sphere in all directions, multidimensional. So that straight lines don't even exist in reality anywhere except for in the illusion of perception. All straight lines are actually geodesics, the closest distance between 2 points in a curved space-time reality. There are no straight lines. You're looking down on the top of a ball. Everything in reality is a toroidal sphere. The toroid is just a sphere that's deformed. You see how all shapes derive from spheres, because that's the only true shape in reality here, and that is the shape of reality here. And your eyes might not be able to perceive all of this because everything is relative, and I'm telling you about relativity. And classical physics, and there is nothing new under the sun. That thing that was is that thing that shall be again, because time itself is toroidal. Because time and space are intertwined, and the universe is a toroid, and also everything in it, including time. A village is a toroid, and by its wave function, it becomes a town. A town is also a toroid. By its wave function, it becomes a city. The city, by wave function, becomes a nation. By wave function, becomes an empire. You are a toroid going through wave function. Spring, birth, summer, growth, fall, entropy, winter, death. Then what is death just the end? No, ye must be born again. That's what toroids do. You see, a sperm is a toroid and it must finish its wave function inside the egg. A toroid must die in the right place, and a toroid gets to the right place by following the instructions. If the sperm dies anywhere outside the egg, he perishes. But if he dies inside the egg, he gets to be born again. Consequently, this is not a sperm entering the egg. This is a coronal mass ejection. But remember, all structures, all levels, relative. Same structure on all levels. Why does this look like a sperm entering the egg when it's a solar mass ejection exiting the sun? Well, maybe you should reconsider what solar mass ejections are. I'm just saying. Jesus said, except a kernel of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abides alone. But if it dies, it brings forth much fruit. He made much ado about what kind of soil a seed needs to fall into. Where specifically it needs to die in order to be born again is that thing that it was always meant to be. Except a kernel of wheat fall into the good soil and die, it might as well have abided alone. But this is no matter of rising your kundalini. Imagine getting into heaven and you don't have a body. Imagine a sperm that says, I made it into the world, but he ain't in the womb. I said born again, that means you need a father in heaven. Not all sperm become humans. Not all caterpillars become butterflies. Not all acorns become oak trees. Only those who follow the instructions of God. Jesus gave those real specifically. He said, love your neighbor as yourself. It's not hard to get to heaven. He made the way for you. Before you say, what's this all got to do with Jesus? That's where I got this story from. The Bible is one story that repeats over and over and over. History repeats because it's toroidal. And the things we can't see are clearly understood by the things that he made. And they all repeat his gospel directly. It's called wave function.